time to open up the mailbag. First question, our good friend A Red Zone Alk. Is Richard Sherman short on offers for next year? He seems to be begging the 49ers to keep him. Now, obviously, he can't negotiate with anyone until the offseason, but it is weird that he keeps making it known that he won't be back with the 49ers next year for financial reasons. It's not like he's playing at the same level he was at last year. One of the reasons is they don't have the pass rush, which exposes him a little bit more. Every time I pay attention to him, it just looks like a lot of standing around to me, frankly, Charean. I don't know if anyone's going to give him big money. It would have been better for him to hit the market coming off of his 2019 season than 2020. Maybe he has to move to safety. I don't know, but I don't expect anyone to give him a huge offer for 2021. I don't know that means he goes back to the 49ers eventually, but I am kind of surprised by this presumption by Richard Sherman that he's going to get a giant pile of money as a free agent this year.
Yeah, and especially with the salary cap going down like we expected to go down, Mike, there's no way he's getting big money. And he's his own agent, obviously, and you've made a big point of that. He negotiates his own contracts. The 49ers, I was amazed by this. They have 40 guys scheduled to become free agents. That's unbelievable to me. And they want to re-sign Trent Williams and Fred Warner among the guys they want to keep. So, they're probably not going to be able to afford Richard Sherman. But I'm like you. I don't know where he thinks he's going to go to get big money, because I just don't see any team paying him big money when you have a lot of contracts to redo. There's a lot of free agents on the market who are better than Richard Sherman. Guys are going to draft, and the salary cap's going down. It just doesn't make sense to me that anybody's going to give him big money. I expect a one-year deal that's reasonable.
I don't know where I saw this, and I don't know if this was on the PFT writers text chain, but the idea that maybe he would go back to Seattle if they could mend fences appropriately. I don't know that they can, but he needs to be in a system where he fits. He needs to be in a system where he's not expected to cover guys down the field, because he just can't. I'm not sure that he ever could, but he definitely can't at this point, and that's just one of the realities. So maybe it's Richard Sherman, the agent, being as shrewd as he can be for Richard Sherman, the player, but I don't see it. All it takes is one team to offer him too much money, and then mission accomplished, but he would have been in a better spot for that last year than this year. Next question, Skull Vikings 407. Are we giving Taysom Hill too much credit for the Saints' success because the defense has been spectacular, Charean?
I think we're not giving the Saints defense enough credit. I would rephrase the question a little bit. I mean, they're first in total defense, but they're not a team that quickly comes to mind when you start thinking about the great defenses in this league this year. You think the Rams, you think of the Steelers, maybe you think of the Bucs, although they've gone down a little bit since then. But the Saints don't come immediately to mind. But you think about the job that Aggie great Dennis Allen's done in rebuilding this defense, and they've given him a lot of parts, I realize. They've given him a lot of first-round draft picks. They've done a lot to rebuild the defense. But when he got there in 2015, they ranked 32nd in 2015, 31st in 2016 in points allowed, and now they're doing what they're doing this year. It's just been amazing to me that they've managed to turn that around. And I think Dennis Allen probably deserves, Mike, a second chance as a head coach. You can't really have anybody judged by what they do with the Raiders based on them being the Raiders. I think he deserves another chance to be a head coach, because I think he can be a very good head coach in this league.
It's amazing how certain guys become darlings of the media, and you hear specific names raised all the time. Dennis Allen's name never comes up. Maybe he needs a better agent. Maybe he needs better friends in the media. It really is a significant part of the game, the people in the media who will tout you. But maybe Dennis Allen should be touted more than he is. So somebody's not working the Dennis Allen angle the way that they should, because this is a team with an offensive-minded head coach who, as he explained to me earlier this week when we talked about the Jets' end-of-game debacle, the head coach is involved. The head coach is monitoring. The head coach is checking that there isn't going to be a zero blitz with the game on the line. But still, it's Dennis Allen's defense. Dennis Allen is in charge of it, and he's done a great job with it. And I think somebody needs to, we're not here to advocate for anyone. It's up to the teams. You make your decision. You make your bet, whether it's good or whether it's bad. But it is odd to me that some guys get touted and some guys don't. Back to Taysom Hill, it's not odd to me that he's getting credit. He's playing well. He's improving as a passer. He has more time to work with the receivers. When you're the backup quarterback, you don't get to work with the starting receivers. The starting quarterback does. So now that he's done it for 3 weeks, he's getting his timing down. That's what he told me after the win over the Falcons. The idea that he spends time after practice working on that timing, making it easier for the receivers to catch the ball. And so everyone should be getting more credit in New Orleans, including Sean Payton, for putting it all together. All right, one more question. Tweets by Donovan wants to know, what would be a bigger story, the Chiefs losing to the Dolphins or the Dolphins beating the Chiefs?
I think it'd be the Dolphins beating the Chiefs, simply because to me, they have two really good wins in the Cardinals and the Rams, but those were both NFC teams. They won't come into play in the playoffs. If they beat the Chiefs, then I think we're talking about the Dolphins potentially being a hard out in the postseason in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also what it does, if the Chiefs would lose and the Bills beat the Steelers, it makes that top seed very intriguing down the stretch. And unfortunately for the Bills, they lost to the Chiefs, so it's not like they could sweep in with a tiebreaker. But if the Bills look really good against the Steelers on Sunday, and if the Chiefs would lose with 3 games left, you'd have to wonder, is there a way the Bills can pull the inside straight and end up getting the bye, Charean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that bye is going to be significant this year. We know only one team gets it. It's going to be probably between the Chiefs and the Steelers, but some tough games for both of these games down the stretch.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.